Okay, so hello everybody and welcome back to VDRL. Today we are racing in Imola for round 3 of our F124 tier, and alongside me I have DMAG in the commentary box. Hello DMAG.
Hello, Quota.
So, uh here I'm gonna show you guys the track right here. So, we're racing around Imola with a 4.909 kilometers and 3 miles track with 19 turns and 1 DRS zone.
Yep, of
So,
course, Imola, very exciting track as well.
yeah. Here are
Good
the
moments in the
previous
past.
quali results. Dima, you can read them off.
Well, I need to find the quality results. Yes, Verksy taking a dominant pole by over half a second to Leclerc in the Alpine. Then Wave in the Kickstarter. That is your top three. Just trailing the top three is Infinity and Young Victim and myself, but I'm not racing because this game is ass. So then we have Vasa, Barca Boy, Enzo, and just in finishing off the grid. Sadly, he was 4.8 seconds off the pace. Well, not a moment to remember, but okay.
Yep, so I'm just
We have
inviting
the lobby readying up,
a couple of people.
but there's everybody's readying up.
Yep.
It's a
So
bit
that.
dodgy. Try to change the setting because it's less than 10
But I
seconds.
want I want them to ready up. I don't want to waste
Oh,
any
you
more
want them to?
time.
Okay,
So,
well, I'm doing them. Don't even tell him at this point. So he needs an invite as soon as he gets in. I will. Quota can give them the invites, and I will talk you through. Well, it's dry.
yep.
Last
So,
time I raced here, it was fully wet. So you can go ahead.
yeah, so here are the previous race results. Verzi taking the win and the fastest lap, Wave trailing behind in the kick Sauber. Then the how should I call it? Young British man, young victim, taking P3 and getting 15 points. And as you can see, the top 10 there, and DMAG and Barsaboy DNFing in the back. So
Yes.
now we are going to be heading to the.
Roxy needs an invite. You can do that. And we're still waiting for cars to go out on track.
Okay.
Surprised nobody gone out yet.
Yeah.
But obviously I will inform everybody once we can see a bit of movement, a bit of action. It definitely won't be coming from the Haas cars. And we see both Ferraris going out instantly. Young Victim and Enzo.
Leclerc as well.
So this is, and we also see the Williams of Mr. Aviator going out. He's new to the league. Sadly, he won't have a teammate for this race, but it should be alright. We see Infinity as well. We don't see Vasa. We see Vasa now. So we see everybody but Justin Liston Boy. Um, he's hoping for a good result here. I'm hoping he gets a good result. Hopefully not last.
Yeah, hopefully.
There is only
And
there is only 8
Aviator
people.
going off the track there in the Alpine.
This
Um,
Williams.
I'm currently trying to find the button that does something.
Invite. Yeah.
1 second, I'm doing another thing and then I'm gonna invite him.
So well, I don't know if you're going to be able to flick through the drivers with whatever you're doing, but we have Leclerc now coming, still weaving his tires. Obviously, he needs to get the heat into them. We still haven't seen Leston Boy exit the pit lane, but we shall see as Leclerc comes around the final corner. He's going to now start his lap, but he hasn't validated his right lap. But I don't think it's going to affect this and next lap. As we see, it has not. That's just a bit of game glitching.
Okay, so
Well, we see
I'm
Mr.
gonna
Evie
come back to the
and
game
Young
now.
Victim a bit of a toe.
So let me
We've
just
seen young
invite
victim
this.
given. I don't know what I was saying. We saw Mr. Aviator giving young victim a toe. Um,
My game is communicating with the online services as per usual with this game. Let me just invite Verzi. He is invited.
this is not going too well, but we see a yellow flag as Enzo has probably aborted his lap, and Infinity goes across the gravel trap
Yep.
quite confidently.
I have
And
only.
first he has shot.
I don't know which button is to go, like, to change. Like, I can only go up. Oh, Mr. Aviator goes off. Okay, I'll try to fix that issue. Just talk us through, DMAG.
So, yeah, as you saw there, Mr. Aviator took a dip into the gravel completely, having a big moment, but now we see Leclerc coming to the line. What lap will he set? He goes to the line. It's a 1:15.4. Not a bad lap, but obviously we can't judge if it's a bad lap yet until we can see what Berksy can do once he joins into his Mercedes. What can now young victim do? He goes 3 seconds off. Maybe not the best lap from him. Maybe he's going again. Does he have the ERS? I don't think so. He is very low. Less than half ERS, but we'll have to see what he does. Now we see Verksy has joined. Now we see. I like now we see. Purple sector 4, young victim now in the Ferrari. But it says he's only 1.5 seconds up on his lap. Now we see Leston Boy going out of the pit lane. It took him a confident 5 minutes. But now, young victim. Another purple sector for young victim. Maybe this could be a very good lap. If he doesn't invalidate, he keeps it clean through the chicane. And now down to the final corner. Brakes at the 50 board, which is a very good place to brake. It's not recommended, but you do make the corner. Young victim to the line. What lap will this be?
Yep.
It'll be a 14.8. 6/10 clear.
I'm
Good
back
lap.
now. I have caught up with everything. My live timing thing to get the results automatically does not work on this game. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. But
So
now,
we're gonna have to manually do that.
yeah, a great penalty
Mr.
from
Aviator.
Mr. Aviator.
Whoa.
And that is
Well, he will
qualifying over.
be.
Even if he takes pole, he'll be starting down in P6. Yeah,
Don't know what happened there, but maybe it could be discussed. A topic along the paddock.
a bit of
Maybe he's giving a slipstream.
Yep. We're impeding. Hello.
I think it was slipstream, but it's not very well managed of a slipstream.
Is that the second time he's giving slip? Oh, and he's out.
And he hit the wall.
Wait, is that the second time
Not
he's
right.
giving slipstream this race?
He's giving it a lot. Now he's came back onto the track in a very dangerous place.
Bro,
He's pushed.
what is
This
happening?
a-
What is happening? He's taking everyone out, essentially. So this will most likely be resulting in a penalty.
From the session.
Yeah, you got kicked. I can screen share if you need me to.
Yeah. So might need to happen. I've been fully disconnected from the
Okay.
game. I do not.
I'm gonna
like
screen share
this.
then. Just watch my screen share. You can watch it on Xbox.
Hey. Yep. I know. Watch stream. It's gonna be very framey though. It's gonna be very. I'm gonna see what you mean. Now it's pitch black.
Is it?
It might just be loading. It should be fine. You can now talk us through because I can't see.
Yeah, well, Mr. Aviator, I don't know, potentially gonna be a penalty heading his way after that couple of incidents. Not the greatest. He's going off track every single corner. It kind of looks like he's trying to take himself out and others as well. I don't really like what he's doing at the moment, but we'll have to see. Who is Mr. Aviator, by the way?
It's George.
So
I
maybe
need
tell him to calm down. Because I don't know what he's doing at the moment.
You probably won't see. I'm not able to watch the stream, so I can't watch it on Discord.
Wait,
It's
let
a
me change it
bit.
so you can see only the game. Maybe you can see it then. Wait,
Oh yeah, maybe that's what we needed. So
I'm screen sharing.
yeah, that should be it.
Can you see it?
Maybe it still needs to load. But I'll send you a picture of what I'm seeing.
Yep, so now Verzi going through the final corners. Now on the final corner, gonna be going up to the line. Where will this lap put him? It's gonna be a 114.9 just behind Young Victim. So Young Victim is still keeping that P1 for now. Yeah, you might have to watch my live stream.
I checked. I think I'm just gonna watch the YouTube stream. I'm seeing now that it is a wet race apparently in the chat from Vasa.
Also, you could watch my screen share on your phone, potentially.
I could, but then my mic is gonna sound crazy.
You could try it. I don't think your mic is that bad, but I'm gonna take us through this. So Enzo now going on to the second sector, right up to track limits, and too much. That's invalidation for Enzo. So Leclerc also invalidated. A lot of drivers struggling on track limits. Only 3 people have finished the lap so far. Looking good for them. Not looking good for the others, especially Leston Boy, who needs to prove himself. We have seen him time and time again underperforming and being quite a ways off the pace, so he is one driver to look out for. He needs to start performing better if he wants to keep his seat. But now, we're gonna be watching a lot of people heading out for their out laps. Maybe someone is pushing. Yeah, Infinity is pushing with a purple first sector. So this could be a very good lap now heading into this fast corner where a lot of drivers have invalidated before. He's going a bit cautious on that corner, maybe to not invalidate, but now going on to this very downhill and tricky corner. Nails it pretty well, has still a lot of ERS to play with. Now going into this chicane, jumping over the curbs, both of them, and going in validation. Yeah. On the exit, if I'm not mistaken, the game is lagging a bit, so sorry if you're seeing that. But Infinity didn't validate. Let's see what he would still do if he wasn't invalidated. Well, he backs out of it. So Leclerc now just finished his lap and is up ahead of Verzi. Now Verzi, the difference between P1 and P3 is less than a tenth. DMAG, can you hear me? DMAG. So Young Victim also on a lap now, if I'm not mistaken. He is the current provisional pole position sitter. He's low on ERS at the end of his lap here. Let's see what he can do in these final corners now. Going down to this tricky section, braking very late, hitting the apex nicely and flowing out wide perfectly. Let's see where this lap will put him. Can he improve or will he have to back out of it? He's going up to the line and it's gonna be a 114.7, more than half a tenth of an improvement, and that will be putting him back up to P1 by over a tenth now. So good gap for Young Victim. Let's see what the other drivers are doing. Leston Boy, one of the drivers we were talking about earlier, on a lap now, going very cautious here onto this fast okay, going downhill now, back uphill in 4th gear, using the hot lap ERS mode. Gonna be going into this tricky chicane now, hitting the curbs, nicely jumping over the first curb, but hitting the second curb not the best, and flowing out a bit wide, not invalidated, but that is not what you want to see on your lap. He's going to be going into these final corners of the track, braking pretty nicely, hitting the chicane and flowing out wide. This could be a decent lap, but it's not the best so far. Going up to the line, Lesson Boy will do a 116.9, 2 seconds off the pace, even more than 2 seconds off of P3. So again, not the best lap for Leston Boy. DMAG, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes. But I'm gonna try to get on the Xbox just in case.
Okay. So Mr.
So give me-
Aviator again struggling to keep the car on track at all. He's going off on every single corner. I don't know what he's doing at the moment. Yeah, not the best. But let's see Vasa now on a lap. Leclerc's teammate, as we can see, he's down in P7, hasn't set a lap. He needs to set a competitive lap here, going a bit cautious on those curbs. Now going to be going once again into this final corners of Sector 3 and of the lap. What can he put down? Where can he brake? Brake the later, brake the better, hitting the apex very nicely. Not abusing the track as much as other drivers do, but now he's going to be going up to the line, and it's going to be a 1:16.3 for Vasa, still 1.5 seconds off of pole position, so not the best. But now Verzi, one of the pole contenders, starting his lap. What can he do here? Going into the first corner, the second corner, jumping over all of the curbs. Now we're going to be going on to another flowy chicane of these fast corners, hitting the apex quite nicely, but flowing out a bit wide there. Gonna be going a 10th up, almost a 10th up. This would be putting him up into P2 definitely, but can he improve even more and take provisional pole position? This is the race winner from both of the races so far. He's going really wide there, and bit of a slide there on the exit. Will this have lost some time? Let's see what the sector 2 is gonna look like here. Going back up the elevation, going into this chicane, hard chicane. He needs to jump the curbs correctly here, and he's 3/10 up. This could be a very mighty lap if he finishes it right. He's gonna be in provisional pole position by 1.5 tenths if he finishes like this. Now going into these final couple of corners, braking very late, hitting the apex nicely, and taking this final corner very neat indeed. He's gonna be going up to the line. Verzi to take a 1:14.3, 4/10 clear of Young Victim, and that came out of nowhere after he was losing quite a bit of pace after lap 1. Now in P1 by a big margin. He won't have enough time to start a new lap though.
Yeah, but it's a really good lap. Coming from a couple tenths down, and now maybe nearly 4 tenths up on Young Victim, who's on his lap now as well. Just behind Enzo, where we're watching Enzo, and that's Vasa, who has spun off the track in the background. But let's see what Enzo can do. Maybe not a contender for pole. He hasn't set a lap yet, so it's going to be
an infinity.
That is not good. And did he have enough time to recharge the battery? We need to watch Young Victim.
And he's 7/10 down. He's recharging. He's gonna go again.
Maybe he's going for 2 slow laps. He hasn't validated. That better not have been this and next lap.
Have enough time to do another lap as well, but his tires will be pretty bad. Now Mr. Aviator going for his out lap as well. Enzo not gonna have enough time to even do a lap unless he recharges this next lap and then tries to go at the very end. His tires won't be the best then though, but we'll have to see about that later. Now Leston Boy starting his lap.
Yeah, I mean, sorry for the silence. Leston Boy, we'll see. He's invalidated.
Yeah.
I think we need to watch Young Victim. Young Victim, obviously one of the pole contenders as well. Maybe if we can watch him, that would be interesting to see. On board with Young Victim, he's invalidated again.
But he will have time to do another lap. His tires are going to be very bad, yes. But Verzi now also on a lap. What can he do? Going into these downhill corners, we see a yellow flag, but that doesn't matter. It is in a different sector. Verzi, what lap? What improvement will he be? He's down a 10. And that was bad. No, that's
yeah, he's going to probably retire from the session. I don't think he's going to have anything else. Leclerc now on his lap. Has to count this lap. This lap has to count.
Yep, so let's go on board with Leclerc.
Up by more than half a second. This lap could set him on pole if he keeps it clean, keeps it composed.
I think that was just a glitch. He's invalid.
No,
But young
this
victim.
is.
Actually, let's watch. No, who is on a lap?
Yeah,
Except
young victim.
Okay, let's watch young victim. Is he invalidated?
Yeah,
Again.
Verksy, pretty much. Verksy is on pole unless Vasa manages to set pole.
Yeah,
I think
Enzo,
Vasa.
not in contention. Vasa. Okay, let's watch Vasa.
I don't think he's going to be in contention. 30% DRS, he's surely not going to be in contention. But that was a good first sequence of corners. Maybe he had a bit of slip at the exit. He had a bit of a moment. Well, some drivers have now taken the checker flag, but what can Vasa do? Is he's up 2/10 on his lap. It's not going to put him much unless he can tidy it up and gain maybe 7/10 on the rest of his lap. That will put him ahead of Infinity. So hopefully he doesn't invalidate. He goes very deep, and I think that could be the lap over.
Well, Mr. Aviator gonna be finishing his lap now.
He's on 0 ERS. It's a 121.6. So he's 7/10 off.
That's
it then. That is the qualifying results.
Yeah, well, Verzi taking 3 pole positions in a row now. And this is just pure dominance by the Mercedes driver. Taking 2 wins, now 3 poles. Can he do another 3 wins now? I hope not. I want to see some interesting battles in the race. Young Victim isn't that far back behind him.
This could be interesting, but and as well, there was rumors it was going to be wet. Vasa said that in the YouTube chat. So if it's wet, that's going to bring a whole another level to the race. That means it's going to be about pure skill. Mr. Aviator with that 5th place grid pen, he will be starting last behind Enzo, who didn't set a lap. So this is your order. Verksy taking pole with Young Victim, Leclerc, Infinity, Vasa, Leston Boy, Mr. Aviator. Well, it'll be Enzo, then Mr. Aviator. And that is that. Very close with the top 3. 5/10 between first and third. As we now ready up. It says activate windows in the bottom of the screen. Hopefully nobody will see. It is full wet.
Full wet, I think. Potentially could be enters.
No, I think that is guaranteed full wet. It better have a weird bit of a situation where it goes from wet to dry, because that will make it interesting. Strategy is gonna matter if it goes from full wet to dry in any sort. It'll also make strategy crucial, especially if the track dries up to the point where you need to box the inters, or will somebody gamble it and stay out on the full wets until they dry? I did do that in a league race last night. It worked until someone took me out. So, that's that. We'll wait now. There's a bit of an echo. I'm sorry about that. Maybe a bit of background noise as well from me. MrQuota, you can now take
no background noise, but let's take through the start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the lights go out for the Imola Grand Prix. They're on full wet tires. Verzi is going up to a pretty good start, but we have a lot of going 4 wide in the background there. Maybe now going down the inside is the Ferrari of the book, and if the Ferrari goes down the inside, but he has to cut the track. That will be maybe a penalty. Will Verzi keep the lead? He's keeping the lead for so far. We see a Ferrari in the background of Enzo going fully off the track.
Again. Young Victim has had a horrible start, down to 6th. It's not good. He wanted to gain the positions from the start. Look at the Alpines, the 3 and 4. Infinity gaining so much positions off the start as well. Even though he opens a second, he's gained 2. That is a strategy. That is bold. And I don't think it's going to help him, because here he has less than boy behind him. And Infinity doing a full Tokyo drift around that corner. That is... But he is hatching to Verksy. Verksy is not doing good. Verksy is not keeping it good in this condition. As off goes Vasa on the inters. Not a good tire to be on, as we see now. Vasa gets overtaken and off the track. He's been pushed off again by Enzo, and Enzo goes completely
But
wide. This
now
is a
Infinity
struggle for
putting the
everyone.
pressure on Verzi. Trying to shape for a move down the inside, it won't be enough at the moment. But he is putting the pressure on Verzi. Verzi may be saving a bit more battery. Infinity is trying to take this lead early on so he can control the race later. But now will Infinity try and go for a move into turn 1?
I don't know, I don't think he's too close.
And he's going down the
But he's
inside.
going to extend it down the inside.
But it won't be
He's
enough.
backed out of it.
As a big slide for
And he has
Infinity
a
there.
big moment. I think it's the tires, the tires and the conditions. It's tricky. It is tricky in these conditions, especially maybe Vasa, he's done a wrong move. But Vasa's still gaining places, so maybe it's crossover conditions.
Yeah,
but
potentially.
There's no dry line.
Drivers could attempt the zero stop here, but we definitely will see Vasa probably starting to gain more time later in the race. We see a yellow flag in the back.
Mr. Aviator.
Oh.
It's had a spin. Yeah, maybe he's out of the race.
Maybe don't put full throttle. But now we see. Okay, that's another yellow flag. But now Infinity still not dropping that far back. Leclerc.
Yeah,
virtual safety car. Will the drivers maybe think it's time for inters and box really quickly to get those inters?
Well, they'll be asking Mark, the engineer, maybe is it inters? We'll see now. What does Verxy do? Verxy stays out. Infinity stays out.
People
so I don't think anybody else
drive throughs here. Leclerc boxes.
Leclerc, is he going to go on to inters? We need to go watch that now. What will they put on the Alpine car? It's gonna be
inters.
It's gonna be inters. Maybe inters are the call once the track gets a little dry line from the slow wets. The slow wets are pretty much assisting both Alpines. Maybe it's time for the VSC to go in. I think Infinity wants to get on with it. There we go. Nobody gonna drive through.
Yep, that's very good for everyone. But now we see Verzi feeling the pressure, having moments there and there. Infinity seems to be having a good chance at this win if he keeps pushing. He does have the ERS now recharged since he tried to use it a lot on the race start to try and put the pressure on Verzi. He's gonna have even more ERS now to try and overtake Verzi here.
Yeah, Infinity's on hot lap. Will he send it in the chicane? That'll be a bold move. He's on the inside.
Oh, big contact at Verzi. Has to cut the corner. But Infinity, now they're gonna go side by side. Verzi gets overtaken by Infinity. That was a very hard racing. We will have to see if the stewards say anything about that after the race. But Infinity is your new race leader at the moment. This is the first time in this year.
He's having big moments.
Yeah, but this is the first time in this year of all time that we see anyone taking a good chance of winning. But what is game lagging a bit? If you guys can see that. I
can definitely see. Maybe we get chat to vote. Do we get rid of this league because they just here because. Oh my God!
But Verzi does get back past. We see a yellow flag in the back.
It's hard to watch Destin Boy. Destin Boy has. It's hard. I can't even see what's happening because of the lag. Maybe the drivers aren't experiencing it. Maybe it's no. They're definitely experiencing they're ghosting. But Infinity is trying to keep the leader side by side. They cannot go side by side for this corner. Surely not. Yeah, Verxy backs out. Takes about. It is hard to commentate.
Infinity gets a 3 second. And that is crucial.
Yeah, that's that is just. He probably had a big moment and went off the track. Obviously for that corner. That corner is very quick. As you can see the rear view. We saw the rear view of Infinity and Leston Boy goes off the track again. It's not a good race for him. Enzo now we see Vasa. Vasa in fourth again. He finished fourth last race. He's on the inters. Maybe once the dry line comes in. I mean Vasa is 10 seconds off the leader. As we can see the gap is
But Verzi's
4 tenths maybe
struggling
now.
on the battery. Infinity has more battery at the
Mm,
moment than Verzi.
yeah, but it's just now it's in a stage where they need to be saving, and Infinity's had a big moment. Berkeley's going to have a chance to go around the outside. He won't. He'll back out. You know, it would be crazy to see a car go side
But
by side.
Leclerc,
But there's
now
a
we
bit of
see the
contact, I think.
Inters are starting to get quicker. But Leclerc is setting the fastest laps. Let's
Yeah,
just
it's
check
probably this
out.
cleaner.
Did he? No,
Uh,
or maybe he's drained a lot of battery, as we can see. Okay, but
yeah, maybe that. But he's probably draining. He wants to catch up, and now we see Infinity. He is struggling with the tires and the conditions.
let's
I
check
wish we
out
were able
if
to see
Verzi
what the forecast
has
is.
any warnings. He has one warning. He could also get a penalty.
He needs to get 2 more though, because obviously 3 warnings is a penalty. Like that could have been one there as well. Infinity, what is that from Infinity? I think. Sorry about that. Yeah, Infinity was off the track completely. He is struggling to keep the car on the track. 2 tenths now the gap. Darcy set a fastest lap. They're side by side. If Darcy's going to take it, he has no ERS though compared to
Infinity going
Infinity.
around the outside, and
Side
that's
by
a
side.
first. He gets a penalty as well. This is now a battle for the win fully. They both have penalties. It doesn't matter. This is on track. This is a very big battle here, but we see Leclerc once again setting the fastest lap. The Inters are definitely better at this point. Young Victim gets a 2-second time penalty as well.
Yeah, a young victim now gets as well.
Yeah, this could be crucial
I
for
think
the
I
last
think just
podium
before we
finish.
saw that I think just before we saw that Berkeley got a penalty, I think we need to check. Maybe Infinity got one as well, because I think I saw another message pop up before that. Maybe it wasn't for Infinity, but there was definitely a message that popped up. And now Berkeley is having a big moment. We're going to see now the detail, or I think it's
No,
going to be the detail that you're going to need to go into.
Infinity does
Yeah,
not
no,
have.
no penalties,
Yeah, Bassa gets a penalty
but he's going
now.
to need. I'm a bit behind, but he's going to need to keep it
But now
on the track.
Infinity,
If he gets,
Infinity's pulling a gap now. 1 second gap
I
for
think Verti,
Infinity.
I think Verti's putting it into time to save the ERS. He's got way more than Infinity. Infinity's been pushing. Try get something. Let me can see. Leclerc on the Inters, Enzo on the full wets. This is really tire strategy. We see Enzo doesn't box, so we'll go back to lap to later. But Lexington Boy is 52 seconds behind. But maybe he had a slow stop. Maybe he was repairing
Leclerc
something.
setting the
Leclerc
fastest lap.
again. Well, no, I think it is really based off skill. Would you box for the Inters or will you stay out on the hard? The hard? No, sorry, not the hard. The full
I would
wets.
definitely stay out. Like you would just lose too
Yeah,
much time. If there's
and
safety
you're pretty
car,
much you're.
definitely box, but at the moment no.
Yeah,
We see Infinity going off a bit. Now going very wide. That's gonna cost him a lot of time. And yes, he's lost a big chunk of the gap that he built on this previous lap. Now in Verzi, he's gonna be trying to put the pressure back onto Infinity. Only 5 tenths separating them now. Verzi does have the ERS advantage, but no, actually, they have very similar ERS at the moment. So maybe Infinity was saving as well there in that last lap. So Infinity seems to have pretty great pace in the wet.
yeah. Infinity. Now you can see a dry line is really starting to form. You can tell the difference between the track. Look at that. It's like Moses is opening up the Red Sea for Infinity. And the gap is now 6 tenths. Remember, obviously, there is no DRS. If you are new to F1, there's obviously no DRS. In Infinity's having big moments. He's off the track a tiny bit. I'm a bit delayed. So, I'll let you do talking now as we see Leclerc sets at 26.0.
Yeah. And now Verzi losing a bit of time again. 1.3 seconds is the gap now. Infinity could take his maiden win here and dethrone Verzi and maybe even mount a championship battle if he can keep this form up. Verzi has so far dominated the season, got almost max points every race if I'm not mistaken, so
I think it is max points every race. Maybe not the fastest lap. Maybe not the no. He definitely has the pole point from every race. He definitely has it this race. But now Infinity could be taking the race win, and Leclerc maybe with his inters the fastest lap point. Remember, we give out the fastest lap point, unlike an Infinity another penalty for
oh, and
Infinity.
that's crucial for the race. But he has, but I said
Maybe
Bertie boxes for the inters. This is crucial for the
probably
race. Are the tires gonna be enough for Infinity, or is this the crucial turning point in the race? Will Infinity have to box this next lap?
he might want the box to prevent the undercuts, but imagine if it was to be drying towards the end of the race, it would definitely stay out on the full wet, and you need to hope
Young
for a safety car.
victim
A young
gets it.
victim gets another penalty.
Yeah,
But no, this is risk. He's gonna have to go through traffic. He's behind Leclerc. The Inters are definitely the better tire. Virtually, maybe with the battling with Infinity, slowed him down. I think Infinity needs to box to cover off an undercut from
Infinity is only P4 in the standings at the moment with 25 points. So Young Victim, who's in P2 at the moment, is the closest championship contender for Verzi with 39 points and Verzi on 61. So, but Infinity, he could stay out. He could like think that Verzi. It
Well, we
really
need to
depends
go.
on the tire wear.
We need to go on board with Infinity, see what he's going to do. Now coming around the final corners, clipping that apex beautifully, trying not to go too wide off the track. Will he have a response for Verxy, or will he stay out? He's not in the box. This is a strategic call. He's going to need to go onto the wet patches to maybe cool down the tires.
It really depends
but
on
I don't think
the tire wear, honestly. If his tire wear is only about 30-40% now, he can definitely make it to the end, honestly, and just win, because Verzi will have to catch such a big gap and overtake so many cars if they don't
he's
pit.
got another penalty.
Yeah, so if
9-second penalty.
Yeah, it's either he needs to gamble and pit now and hope that he can pull a gap, or he needs to stay out and try to hope that Verzi doesn't catch up. Let's see if
I think he needs to stay out, and because he has a penalty. Keep in mind he has 9 seconds of penalties now.
one warning away from another penalty as well, if I'm not mistaken.
So maybe pull up the gap. No, pull up. Sorry, the two Alpines are. No, sorry, that's. Sorry, that is Enzo and Leclerc. Leclerc gets through. He clears another car. Maybe there's a bit of moments. It's very framey. It's very laggy. But I think Infinity will stay out. I think he's going to try to do no stops in this race. Vassar gets a penalty on the podium. Keep in mind, he hasn't had a podium finish since season 3. So that is last season, to be honest. So not too long. It was Verxy now setting purple sectors. Verxy is catching to Enzo. Enzo would need to hold.
Lap Infinity has lost about 2 seconds to Verzi, so that maybe, if he can keep the pace up, would be enough to win, since Verzi will have to overtake a lot of people. But Verzi lapping so much quicker. Let's compare the lap times. A 23.8 and Infinity just set a 26.2. That is a 3-second, well, 2.5 seconds somewhere there difference in a lap. So in about 10 laps from now, that will be at 25 seconds. Yeah, so Infinity just needs to hope and stay out and hope that Verzi starts losing pace, because Verzi will definitely catch back up to Infinity unless he gets held up hard. But we see battling here with Verzi and Enzo. Enzo gets another 3-second time penalty. What is less than boy in the back doing? What am I seeing here?
I don't know. You were talking about battles. I was still saying less than boy. At this point, maybe he should just come in and retire the car. Will Infinity box still stays out. Virtually now has to get past Leclerc, and keep in mind Leclerc has good race pace. He's been keeping. He was the first one to go on the inters. No, sorry, Vassa started on the inters, but Leclerc was the first one to really
Vassa
take
gets a
onto the
10-second
inters
speeding
because he saw
penalty.
his team.
Vassa gets a penalty because he boxed. Wait, Vassa
But what is
boxing for a
Vassa
new
gonna
set of
box onto?
inters. Maybe the tire wear is very bad. Wait, he's getting held up. He's serving the penalty, right? He served some sort of penalty.
No, he got the. No, he did. He couldn't serve a penalty. He has to next time he boxes, or if he stays out, he'll have to go against that at the end of the race. So he can't serve a penalty because he just went into the pits and got the penalty. So he needs to whatever happens.
Yeah, he's got a 66 penalty. Oh my penalties! Everyone except
everybody
Verzi and
except for
Enzo have
Mr. Aviator, but he's not.
Yeah, well that doesn't really count.
Mr. Aviator doesn't have one. He's keeping it clean, but he is not even driving a car.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting race so far. Strategy is crucial. Bertie still setting purple sectors. If Infinity was to box, it's gonna ruin his race completely. I hope he doesn't box because we need a new race winner. It's getting boring with Berksy winning every pretty much single race. So right now, we're doing a good job, Infinity. Keep in mind, he still have 9 seconds worth of penalties. So, it's very laggy, so maybe I'll be talking about things very delayed reactions.
Yeah,
but I can definitely see reading about Enzo's on the end videos. So I don't know what Enzo's doing. Maybe it's definitely time for the dries. Says the Ferrari crew. This is probably just I think it's plan M for Enzo. Put him on the mediums and hope for the best.
But now where is he gonna be?
Maybe it's some sort of Italian.
Leclerc. Yeah, Ferrari's
Leclerc is gonna
strategy need there for Enzo. But Leston Boy
maybe
also peeling into the pit. What will Leston Boy be going for?
It's definitely Inter's now. It's definitely Inter's.
Enzo on the hards.
No wet scratches.
2 drivers on the dries. Are the dries better now? But now let's see this battle between Verzi and Leclerc.
I want the Alpine to hold him up here. Maybe he'll box.
Young Victim boxed as well.
I definitely don't think it's time for the dries. I don't think it's time for the dries. What are these guys doing? With the strategy, it could be potential winning.
They're not losing that much time.
Yeah, they're onto the mediums.
Yeah. Verzi gets up to another 3 seconds out of this is crucial. Well, but now this could be going right into Infinity's hands. Because Infinity has not boxed this whole time.
It's barely raining.
Yeah.
It's barely raining. I wish we could ask Mark. We need Mark at this point in time.
But now we see battling between Vassa. Young Victim on the dries, getting past Vassa on the new Inters. So the dries seem to be better at the moment, actually.
It's still raining, but it could happen.
Yellow flag, Infinity! It got a puncture! Infinity with a puncture! Oh my god, this is crucial for this. He has to box here. We're just gonna be seeing the gap tumble down. And especially in these corners. Oh my god, he has stayed out for way too long. He's gonna be barely making these corners. And he spins! This is crucial for the race. Oh, he reset the track. That could be a penalty coming. But now the new race, DRS is enabled. New race leader Leclerc. They're gonna be peeling into the pits. Yeah, both of them peeling into the pits. As Leclerc gets a 10-second time penalty. This is crucial.
He reacted late. He was waiting. He looks behind him obviously to see if Verksy was going to box it. So it's the mediums, and Infinity is struggling in the pit lane. He's struggling to even get it into the pits. What will Young Victim do? Young Victim could be in the lead of the race.
Yeah, he could be. Let's watch Young Victim. Where will he come out? He's gonna come out on P1! That is...
You need to check the penalties, because I think Young Victim has a lot of penalties. No!
He's
Young
got the
Victim has
same
the same
amount of
amount of penalties
Verzi.
as Verzi.
And Young Victim is the
This could be his
closest
moment.
championship battle at the moment for Verzi. Young Victim has only about 20 points behind Verzi. So this is a very crucial race in terms of the championship. If he can win this one, he could mount a real championship battle. And this tire strategy, we may have laughed it before at it because of the Ferraris, but now this has played perfectly into their hands.
It was Ferrari's, now it's Mercedes' strategy now, for sure. Definitely not Monaco's strategy, but it is working well. And keep in mind, there's 4-second gap to Verzi for Victim. He's going to need to keep it composed, but keep in mind, Verzi is really good in the dry conditions. How the track dried up that quickly, and it's already in dry conditions. Leclerc on the softs. He's going for instant pace. He wants to try to hold up Verzi because he knows Verzi is too powerful in this series, as Enzo gets another penalty. But no, we were laughing at it. Young Victim. This is really, really strategic. They're not gaining to Young Victim. Maybe a 10th or so, but they're not gaining massive amounts.
Yeah, but that was really controversial with Infinity getting a puncture. That was definitely not what I was expecting in any of the whole races in the whole season, that someone would get a puncture. But Infinity just coming out of that chicane got a puncture. It's amazing. Well, he tried to stay out too long and it hurt him. He could have been in the fight for the win, but
he could have boxed maybe the lap before, keep in mind, because there was already loads of people boxing onto the dries. No, it's a case of 7. No, sorry, I can't count. Yeah, 7 laps to go in this race. Young Victim is going to need to keep a cool head. He's going to need to keep it calm and composed. Because he's going to hope that Leclerc battles with Verzi, because this is his only chance at a race win. He tried so hard in Bahrain last week. He was doing everything. He was sending it down the inside from miles back. Now it's in his hands. The Weber, but Verzi is the quicker driver. Verzi's going to try to get past Leclerc, and he does confidently.
He goes wide though. Leclerc will have a switchback moment maybe. He's going to be right on the back of Verzi going into this high speed chicane again.
Yeah,
will he maybe have a move down the inside of this next corner? But no.
Way too careful. Sorry for butting in there. Of course, it's obviously mistakes from me. But yeah, he was way too careful. He didn't take enough, probably slammed on the brake. And now that's opened up for Verzi. He's almost out of DRS already. Maybe it's tire wear of the softs.
Okay, check snapshot.
So, yeah, Leclerc, he needs to have a good chicane. He is down 8/10. He's barely going to stay in the DRS. He has no ERS. Vasa gets another penalty. He's barely ERS compared to Verzi.
Yellow flag.
It's Vasa in the wall. He has done Lewis Hamilton. Now he's going backwards.
Do you have DMAG, can you check Snapchat?
Yeah, I will in a minute. But now we see Leclerc is gaining.
It won't be enough.
It won't be enough this lap.
Yeah, but Verzi doesn't seem to be gaining a lot of time to Young Victim.
Well, Young Victim gets another penalty. Oh no, it slid away.
That means only 7/10 of a gap after penalties for Verzi.
Unless Verzi, no, this is now. all falling apart. Maybe Leclerc is going to need to force an
But
error, but he's
Verzi isn't
so...
really gaining any time to Young Victim. He hasn't gained any time at all. Even he's lost time in the last 2 laps from what I'm seeing on the gap. It hasn't changed.
Leclerc is going to need to put up a battle if he wants at least someone other than Verksy to win. He's way closer this time. Young Victim sets the purple lap. He's way closer now. Leclerc takes that privilege away. Oh, the fastest lap point. He's going to get ahead. Surely he's going to get ahead. Yes. Drifts past. And there's not going to be much of a challenge for Verksy.
This is
No, it's
very
going to be
good for Young
full.
Victim.
It has to be full defense, but they've actually gained time. Once Leclerc got past, they gained time. Young Victim might be falling apart. As we were praising him, he was probably praising the Lord and the Weber. It's good. It's like it's been upside down for every single driver. You know, they've had good moments and they've had the bad moments, and Leclerc gets another penalty. This is falling apart. Will he do it, DRS chicken? Will he try to let Verksy go past? Verksy is still saving ERS. Leclerc is not. But Leclerc has a bad exit compared to Verksy. He won't go down the inside in the final corner. Surely not.
Oh,
Not a place to
right
overtake us.
up.
A bit of contact.
Infinity
A bit of contact.
gets a penalty.
That's a bit of contact there. It's pretty much a push off the track. Verksy, now 3 laps to go. There's like 4 seconds, but Verksy, we need to see Young Victim's ERS. There is another yellow flag. It's Infinity. Has he had another?
Nothing on the ERS.
Each person
Infinity
has
boxes.
nothing. He's definitely not a puncture this time as the car. Maybe he's going to go for fastest lap. He wants that extra point. Is it soft tires?
Yes, it is.
It is. So we see the soft tire going on to Infinity. The gap is now 3.6. And Leclerc has been pulled. He's pulled away from Leclerc. Actually has. This is going to be really crucial towards the end. It's going to be a very tight finish, even though they are pretty much 4 seconds separated. But keep in mind, Verksy has a very good final sector.
He's actually losing time. He's from the last lap. He still lost time. We see a yellow flag though. Somewhere, I think it's just
it's definitely not Young Victim. It's probably less than boy.
Young Victim is gaining time to Verzi if he just doesn't get another. Let's check the track limits for Young Victim and Verzi.
Oh no!
Young Victim is 1 warning away from another penalty. Oh no.
No, I don't think so.
Verzi is also another warning away from a penalty.
No, he's not. That was, you were looking at lap 1. I think so.
Oh, where is he spins? Where's he spins? Oh my god!
That is crucial.
That is crucial. If Young Victim just keeps it on track, Verzi is gonna be dethroned, and Young Victim is gonna be gaining crucial ground in the championship. This could even get Leclerc P2, and Verzi spins again. Leclerc could be getting P2 now. Verzi could be dropping down all the way down to P3. That would be a 10-point gain for Young Victim. He would be only about 12 points behind Verzi. So this is very crucial for the championship, and that was a very spin. It's great that he kept it out of the wall.
For Leclerc to stay ahead, it needs to be a 10-second gap on track. But Leclerc has had a bit of a moment there because he started ghosting. Definitely. Infinity again. Maybe it's not going to be a fastest lap for Infinity. If Verzi spins out again, maybe Enzo can. If Enzo catches up or not, maybe Enzo has a podium, which I don't think he's ever stood on the podium. No, this is really dominant from Young Victim. He wasn't a good first lap. Keep in mind, he tried to send it down the inside. He lost. He went down it pretty much last on the wet. He was in the gravel pretty much the entire way up the straight, and now he's gonna see maybe the Tifosi stand up and applaud him around the hairpin. They're probably gonna stand up and applaud him around every corner. This is the unexpected win. He goes off the track. He's lucky. That might have been a warning, but even if it was a penalty or anything, it wouldn't have mattered. All it is, keep it on the track.
Already
He's
waving
waving on his.
for the celebration. Brags to riches. This is from having a horrible start, as you mentioned, on lap 1. But it doesn't matter about the start. It matters about the finish. And he is gonna cross the line first. Unless he gets a penalty, which I'm sure he won't. He's gonna be the race winner here. And Young Victim going to be coming across the line
And it's his
to
first time
be
race winner.
your race winner in VDRL F1 24 tier. Young Victim.
And Leclerc, he's got it. Leclerc has got P2. And it's a brilliant race from Leclerc. He did the inters and then he did the dries after getting
Yeah.
that pit penalty. But is this a P2?
Yeah, well,
It
that's an
is.
amazing race from everyone. A very entertaining race, if I do say so myself. It was really fun commentating. Young
Oh yeah.
Victim taking his maiden win, Leclerc taking P2, and Verzi dropping all the way down in P3. This is crucial for the championship. Enzo taking P4 for the Tifosi, having a double top 5 finish or top 4 finish with the win on top. Then Leston Boy in P7, Infinity going to be finishing in P6 actually because he has more penalties than Vasa. Yeah, Infinity
Did he
gets the
take home
fastest
the fastest
lap,
lap?
but Vasa he's gonna come across the line.
No, Infinity's going to stay ahead of Vasa for sure. I don't know
Yeah.
what this calculation was
Oh
for
yeah.
you.
Oh, I thought it was
Obviously,
the gap to the leader. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah. So no, that is it really then for the race. Everybody has crossed the line. Vasa's just went into the gravel. He doesn't want to be seeing his team. But that was a good start for Vasa actually starting on the inters. Maybe he didn't gain. Maybe he didn't feel like it was definitely inters. It says young victim driver today, but we will have to obviously make the judgment of that. Well, now we'll see the invisible champion. We see the celebration. He's stolen the steering wheel from his cockpit, and
Yeah.
now it's time to spray the invisible champion.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing result, Young Victim under the rain, but in the end under the dries, taking his maiden win.
Yes, it's a dominant win from a young victim, and surely he'll be pleased with that. And that is it for round 3, I think it is.
Yeah, round 3 of VDRL. Yep, and
Yeah.
we'll see you then next time out for round 4. Have a good day, and thank you for watching.